Hey guys, it's Nikki. Welcome back to today's video, and in today's video we're going to be doing another review on a collection, and I'm super excited about this one. This is the Jeffree Star Cosmetics Bloodlust palette, as well as I did get a gloss. So we will review the gloss as well, and also to swatch that on our hands. But this is the Bloodlust palette, and it's just, oh my goodness, I am so excited about this. The packaging, this is like the buffer packaging that it comes in, and then it's just like the packaging on this, first of all, when I saw this collection, is like goals. Also too, can I point out that the shipping on this palette was impeccable. You know, Jeffree said that he and his team were basically working full-time on getting all the orders out. I ordered this on launch day, and I think it shipped on like Monday or Tuesday, and I literally got it yesterday on Friday. No, I actually got it on Thursday, and today's Saturday, and I'm getting around to filming this video. But without further ado, I'm gonna go ahead and get into the palette. I'm going to talk about packaging, the colors, and also too, we're gonna talk about the gloss, because I was able to get my hands on one gloss. I actually had all of the glosses in my cart, and unfortunately, the other ones sold out, and this was the only one that I was able to keep. The one that I was able to get is Sorcery, which this one is like that really like pretty kind of like nudie pink, and it's got some purple glitter. I'm really excited about this because this actually looks a lot more wearable than it does on the website. So I'm like, oh, I can actually like incorporate this to every day and not feel bad about it. But yes, so let's go ahead and get into everything and swatches. So this is what the packaging looks like when you first get it. So this is like the buffer packaging. It says Bloodlust on it, and it just says Artistry Palette. It's got the crown with like the blood drips. Like this, just for this being like a buffer for like the unicarton of the product, like this is so freaking cool. Like I've never had a unicarton looks like this. I kind of want to save this, in all honesty, because this is just art. But this is what that looks like. And then on the back, it's just plain. It's got the ingredients list, and then it also has the Jeffree Star logo, but there's a little snake going through it, so that's super cool. So then when we open up the buffer, you have just the most beautiful palette, like packaging wise. It's just stunning. So this is the palette. Just when I like pulled this out, I'm starstruck because of how just the packaging. I like was like, whoa, I don't know what to say or do, because I'm speechless. My boyfriend, who literally knows nothing about makeup, literally said that palette is decorated really nicely and I like it. So I'm like, me too. Packaging on this is amazing. It's the purple velvet, and then it's got the crown in the center, and then the back, it's that same velvet, but then you have the Jeffree Star Cosmetics logo. It says it's the Bloodlust Artistry Palette, and it's got their website and like Instagram and everything. And just, you have the wonderful closure where you basically just open it, and let's get into the inside. So it comes with the plastic, which I throw those away pretty much after I get the palette. And it does have a plastic on the mirror, which I have not taken off yet. But this is the palette here. I know you guys all know what it looks like, but just the detail on this, and especially like with the pans and how it's laid out, and just the detail on this is so freaking cool. And I'm so impressed. Now, I typically, when I do eyeshadow, I don't gravitate towards purple. So I'm really interested to see how I like these, because honestly, like, it's purple, but there's a lot of colors in there that are very, very wearable. And I say that because there's a lot of kind of like, I don't know how to say it. It's not contrast colors, but there's a lot of colors in there that will go well with purple. So like, it's okay that it's not fully a purple palette. But it's a lot of purple tones, a lot of lilacs, definitely some pinks in there. I'm really excited to try out this Vile Serpent shade down here, that green, like calling my name, man. This is what the palette looks like. I believe this palette was $52 or $54, which honestly, for the packaging and quality, I guarantee you that this palette should be worth like maybe $70 to $80. Like, come on, y'all. This is amazing. This is pretty bulky, like, but it's a pretty bulky palette. It's not like, I mean, like, for example, it's not like Miss Jaclyn Hill over here, where it's a flat palette. You can easily put it in a drawer. This one, I mean, the packaging's pretty bulky, but it's not like crazy to where you couldn't travel with it. I definitely think that you can travel with this perfectly fine, and I don't think that you should have any issue with it not fitting. I don't think you'll be able to fit this into a makeup bag, so be prepared that you're probably gonna have to like set it in with your clothes or put it in like the zipper part of your luggage. But yeah, this definitely won't fit in a makeup bag. Like, it is bigger than my head. Do you guys see that? This is a big palette. But we're gonna go ahead and get into these swatches. So that's what everyone wants to see. That's what I'm most excited for. I've not touched this palette yet, so I'm super excited. So just to let you know how I'm going to swatch it is the first 2 rows I'm going to swatch together. This 3rd row I'll swatch on its own, and then the last 2 rows I will swatch together. That way they're all knocked out, and that way you're not just seeing 1 row of 2 shades. You can just see the first 2 combined and everything. So that's how I'm going to swatch them. And yeah, so I will swatch them and be right back. All right, so this is the first row swatched. This row is definitely a lot more pastel. So this is the first and second row. It's definitely a lot more pastel-like. So these shades I feel like are a little bit more difficult to show up on camera, but obviously you can still see them. They're just not going to be as like vibrant as the other shades. They're very pastel, and a lot of them are more kind of like your transition crease shades. But starting from the top to bottom, we have Your Majesty, Take the Crown, Deviant, Beauty Sleep, which it's a beautiful shade, and I can see it when I look at my hand, but on camera it's just not picking up super well on my skin tone. It kind of just blends in, but you can kind of see it right there. And then we have Wet Jewel, and then we have Royal Pain. Overall, these shades felt really nice, super smooth and buttery. So I'm really excited to swatch the other rows and see what else we think. So I'm gonna go ahead and get into that 3rd row, which has the 6 shades in it, and then we'll do the last 2 rows. All right, so this is the 3rd row swatched, and wow, I can definitely say the pigmentation with these colors like completely blow me away. So from top to bottom, we have Dungeon, we have Scandal Water, Sworn Enemy, Pink Magic, Bleeding Heart, and Executioner. I have to say, Bleeding Heart and Executioner really went on just so buttery smooth. They all did, but those 2 especially just like boop, like this was 1 swipe. Typically I do about 2 swipes on all my swatches just so you can kind of see how it's blended out, but that was literally just like a boop, and then like that was it. So shook. But these shades look really pretty, especially this Scandal Water shade. It definitely has more of like a, it's more of a light blue, but it definitely does have like a purpley undertone to it. Very, very pretty. So yeah, I am super excited. This shade Dungeon is very, very interesting. It's like a purple gray, but very, very pretty. I'm going to wash these 2 rows of swatches off and do the final 2 rows. All right, so for the last 2 rows, we're really getting into the purples here. So we have High King, Vivid Mood, Monarchy, Blood Queen, Vile Serpent, and Betrayal. Monarchy is definitely a skin tone, more of a transition shade, and all of your other shades are obviously very purple, very violet. And then this green, honestly, I have to say, like, when I first saw this palette, the green kind of threw me off a bit. The red, not so much, because red and purple usually go good together, but the green kind of threw me off of it, but swatching it with all the other colors, it works. Like, I can see why Jeffree put that in there, because honestly, like, it works with the palette. And I think it's a really good contrasting color. And I think it's definitely in that same color wheel, so they'll be friends. But very, very, very pretty. I'm very impressed. So I'm going to wipe off the swatches and let's go ahead and try it on the eyes, because obviously that's what we're here for. It's eyeshadow. Let's do it. I'm so excited. I am going to wash my hands and we'll be back to try the palette on my eyes. All right, so I have my eyes primed and I have my tape on. We're ready to try this palette. I'm gonna try this palette on my eyes, and then at the very end, when I'm done with my makeup, is when I'll try out the lip gloss. So I haven't forgotten about it yet, but I don't want to bombard you with everything. I kind of just want to take my baby steps in showing you guys the different products. I really wanted to get my hands on the highlighter, the Extreme Frost, but you guys, I didn't even get to add it in my cart. It sold out that fast, and I was pretty quick. Like, I was like boom, 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 had everything ready to go. Payment was already saved. Like, I was ready, and I didn't even get a chance to click on the Extreme Frost. That bitch was gone. Y'all snatched it. So when it comes back, I'm gonna get it. But let's try this bad boy on the eyes. I'm gonna take the shade Your Majesty right here, which is that matte cream shade, and I'm going to set my primer with this. This is very pigmented. I always set my primer with a matte cream shade. Personally, I think it makes your shadows blend a lot easier, but also too, I think it just looks so much better. Because it also sets and makes your primer or concealer not crease, but it helps the blending process, and I think it does make your shadows go on a lot smoother personally. Now I'm gonna go in with the shade Deviant right here, which is that really pretty light pastel lavender, and with a fluffy brush. This is a like a SL Miss Glam brush in SS57 that I actually got in an Ipsy bag, and I love this brush for my transition area. But I'm going to apply this directly in that transition. Oh my god. Did you guys just see that powder kickback that this has? Definitely make sure that you tap off that brush, because that got like all up in my hair. I don't want purple mixed in with my blonde, but so these shades, like, honestly though, in the pan, like, they don't look that powdery, and they don't like have a ton of powdery kickback at all when you put your brush in the pan, but definitely has powdery kickback on the eyes. So just make sure that you really tap away the excess and you won't have powder flying everywhere. So that's this transition shade. I think it looks really, really good. I'm not used to having like a purple in there, but it's definitely a really light pastel, but it's gonna look really pretty for this look. Obviously, I would never wear this shade just on its own because it kind of makes me look very washed out, but blended with other colors, it'll look good. Now I'm gonna go in with the shade Scandal Water here, which is that really pretty bluey purple color. I don't really know how to describe it. It's just a very, very interesting color, but it looks gorgeous. So I'm gonna start telling you guys what brushes I'm using. By the way, I'm taking a Morphe Jeffree Star JS5 in my crease, and I want to use as many shades as I can, so I might, just like my Jaclyn Hill video, kind of build up the crease a little bit. But let me see what it looks like when I get this shade on. Wow, I like it so far. Definitely taking only a little at a time. So if it seems like I keep going back in and adding more product, that's because usually with color and with purples, they're the hardest to work with. They're also pretty hard to blend. So that's why I'm only taking a little bit at a time, because this is my first time working with these shadows, and obviously I don't want to like overdo it and then I can't take it back. All right, so I got those two shades blended into the crease. It definitely has a like bluey pastel. We definitely have a pastel vibe going on here, but I'm not mad at it because I actually really like these colors together. I'm going to go in with one more crease color though, because I want to keep the pastel vibes going, because why not? I'm gonna take this shade right here, which is Vivid Mood, and that looks like a really pretty color. I'm gonna take that in the crease too, because why not? We're gonna use as many colors as we can and create our own little purple concoction. I'm just taking all of these on the same brush. I'm just wiping it off in between. But we're really just gonna make it a really vivid purple goodness, so. Now that we've got a ton of purple going on, I'm gonna move on to do the outer corner, the shade Dungeon right here. And, ooh, I almost dropped the palette. Oh my god, that scared me. Then on a Morphe Jeffree Star Brush in JS6, we're gonna take this in our outer corner, as well as our lower crease. And same thing with the other shades. I'm taking a little at a time, especially since this is such a dark color. I don't want to overdo it because I don't want to look like I got like socked in the eyeball and I'm not able to fix it. So yeah, we're just gonna apply this in our lower crease and in the outer corner area, and then we will go in and blend it out with those crease colors as well. Now I'm gonna take the shade Royal Pain right here, which is a little bit of a different vibe, but I'm just gonna blend out this outer corner color, and I'm just gonna take this and go right in between where we have that lower crease and the crease shades. This is just going to help the blending process a little bit more, and then that way when we go in with those crease shades again, it's just going to help everything blend. So I'm just going to keep it there in that outer corner area. Now I'm going to take Executioner in the outer V, which this is like a full-on sparkly black. You can literally see how it looks after I swatched it. So this might be pretty bold, but I think that this is gonna look so fun in that outer V, especially with that pink glitter on there. Oh my god. You can see it on the eye too. Oh my god, I love it. I think that that's so much fun. Having a little moment. All right, so now on a fluffy brush, I'm gonna go in with the shade Monarchy here, which is that tan, really like neutral transition shade, and I'm just gonna take a little tiny dab, like literally nothing. Make sure that I really tap off my brush, and then I am just gonna take this and basically feather it on top of everything to make sure that everything is blended together nicely. I am going to carve out my lids real fast and I will be right back. All right, so I have my lids carved out. Now I'm gonna take the shade Pink Magic right here, which is a really pretty pinky purple. And I'm going to apply this directly on my lid. I'm not going to be using any, wow. I was just going to say, I'm not going to be using any setting spray on that product to see how it goes, and it doesn't need it. Oh my god. You can really see the glitter in it. I don't know if you can see it on camera as well, but like in person, you can really see the glitter in this product. So now I'm going to do the rest of my face and everything, and I will come back to do the lower lash line. I think I'm going to play with some of the darker purples, and I really want to play with that green. So I'm super excited about it. Let me finish up everything else, and I'll be back for the lower lash line. All right, you guys, so I have my face makeup completely finished. well, just like my base and everything. So now we're going to move on to do the lower lash line of the eyes, and I'm super excited about it because I'm going to dabble into some of the other colors. We're going to go back in with the Bloodlust palette again. We're going to start off, what shade do we want to use? We're going to use the shade Dungeon right here, which is that shade that we used in our outer corner. And on an angled brush, we're going to push that right on, actually, before I do that, I'm going to take Deviant, which is that first shade that we put in our transition shade, and I'm using this as a transition shade on the bottom. Can't believe I almost forgot about that. Just ran that underneath there real quick. And now I'm gonna take Dungeon and put that at the root of my bottom lashes, basically smoking out this eyeliner. Now I'm gonna take the shade Vile Serpent, which is that green, and I'm super excited about it. And on a little shader brush, we are just going to blend out that Dungeon shade. And now I'm going to take the red in this palette, which is Bleeding Heart right there, and I am going to apply this and basically blend blend all three of these colors together, and yeah. It's not really going to add too much color, but it's just going to blend those together and make it darker. Now with a different angled brush, this one's more skinnier, I'm going to take Dungeon again and directly put that in the outer corner just to really make it smoky. It doesn't do a whole lot, but it just adds enough to where when you're looking at the eye, you can see that it's smokier in that outer area. So there's not really like a super good like brow bone color or anything. I'm gonna take Your Majesty, which was that cream shade, and I'm gonna set my brow bone with this. Then in the inner corner, I'm actually, what shade do I want to take? I'm gonna take Wet Jewel right here, which is basically above that Pink Magic that we used on the lid. And I'm gonna put this in the inner corner. It's just gonna add a different effect than like a bright cream shade. We're just gonna have a bright pink there, and it's gonna look pretty. Now I'm going to apply lashes and finish up the rest of my face and give you guys my final thoughts on the palette. All right, you guys, so I am done with my full face of makeup. I have on just a nude lip. I decided to do Jeffree Star Cosmetics Mannequin because that is literally one of my favorite nudes and I love it. Now we're gonna get into trying the gloss. This is the gloss that I got. It's in the same packaging as the other glosses, but it's got the purple top for the Bloodlust collection. This gloss is in the shade Sorcery, and this looks so pretty. It looks like my kind of gloss, first of all. It's like a very nude gloss. Let me swatch it. Ooh. It's kind of hard for you to like see it on camera, but it's a very like nude gloss, but it's got pink and purple glitter to it. It's really, really pretty. I went to move my hair and I totally just almost got lip gloss all up in it. So let's put this on and see what, oh wow. Wow, she's glossy, all right. Wow, that's so pretty. It gives it like an iridescent vibe, but it's still so wearable. That's gonna be like one of my favorite glosses. I love that color. Wow. All right, well, this concludes today's review and first impressions of the Jeffree Star Cosmetics Bloodlust collection. We used obviously the palette and the gloss in this video. First of all, I can definitely say this palette is not going to be for everybody in the sense of the color story. Not everyone, I think, is going to be into purples. But I definitely think that these are a lot more wearable than what a lot of people think. I think when a lot of people look at this palette, they think like, oh, I don't like purple, so like I can't wear it. And to be honest with you, I don't experiment really too much with purples when it comes to makeup, but this, like, you can do something so dramatic, or you can do something like this where it's still a natural glam. I'm obsessed with it, and personally, I think I'm going to be wearing this palette a lot more often. I think it's so beautiful. I want to try more Jeffree Star Cosmetics eyeshadows because I only have this palette and the Mini Controversy palette that was in collaboration with Shane Dawson. So I will get my hands on more palettes. It's just hard because they sell out so fast. But I will get my hands on more, don't worry. So I can definitely say that I do recommend this collection and this palette. It is sold out right now, but I'd say if you're on the fence about it and you like don't know if you want to try it, I say try it. I say get out of your comfort zone, because at least if you don't like it, you can always send it back and get a refund. But I mean, to me, I think it's a lot more wearable than a lot of people think. Obviously, you can like really take it there and be really dramatic with it, but I mean, I'm not mad at it. I think that it's a really pretty palette. I definitely think it's worth the money. The quality is great. The packaging is gorgeous. So I definitely recommend that when you can get your hands on it, I definitely recommend that you do, because it is fantastic. And I can't wait to use it more and create other looks. Make sure you guys follow my beauty Instagram. That way you guys can see looks like this, and like after I do them, you can also see other looks as well and sneak peek of looks that I'm going to be doing videos on. Definitely follow that. That way you guys can see that. But I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Don't forget to give it a big thumbs up if you liked it. Also too, don't forget to subscribe down below for new videos every week. And don't forget to hit that bell button to be notified when I upload a new video and you don't miss an upload at all. And follow my socials down below. So I will see you guys in my next video. I love you. Bye.